Hi there, and welcome to the Coffee with Christine and Goose show. I'm your host, Christine DeGennaro, and I'm joined by my pet duck named Goose. Together, we're here to motivate and inspire you with uplifting daily messages. Grab a cup of tea or coffee, and let's get started with your daily dose of love and caffeination. Hello and good morning and welcome to the Coffee with Christine and Goose show. I'm your host, Christine DeGennaro, and Goose is hanging out in the yard with the other ducks this morning. So he is having a grand old time. I'll post some pictures in a little bit. So today is March the 7th of 2023. This is episode number 9 and its topic is healing like a queen or king. And this whole week, we're going to be focusing on healing and some thoughts and some ideas surrounding healing and what you can personally do to take charge of your own inner networking and interlocking and healing and being able to rejuvenate your own soul and your body and your spirit and all the things. So today's main topic is going to be Ace of Swords, new ideas. So for those of you who don't know, every morning I love to do a tarot card pull to give us a different perspective and a different insight into what angle we can take away from today's podcast. And with the Ace of Swords, it represents new ideas and beginnings and new thoughts and new theories and new processes of which to implement. One usually represents the root chakra, which is the chakra involving your security. So security of thoughts and new ideas and feeling safe in those thoughts. So healing like a queen means being very grounded. And so when I say queen, I mean king, queen, whatever your emotional and physical embodiment. You know, there's two different types of energy. There's masculine, there's feminine. It can be night or day, king or queen, yin and yang. There's so many different ways to approach it. But when you're healing like a queen or king, you're healing like you would imagine royalty would heal like. They're quiet and they're demure and they're passionate about what they're doing, but they're very poised in how they heal. So that's what I mean by healing like a king or queen. So as we all know, healing is a difficult journey. You know what? Before we dive on in, I'm getting all ahead of myself. Tell me what you are sipping. Drop it in the comments. I am sipping on the last of my Maxwell House. We are sipping with French vanilla flavor in this morning. I like my creamer with the dash of coffee. I don't know about you guys. But I always make my coffee super hot, and then I put in enough creamer where I can actually start drinking it right away. I don't like having to wait for my coffee. So I have to be able to drink it right away. So healing. I feel like that's going to be the main word that I'm going to have to find another word for that because it's going to drive me nuts. I bet it's going to drive you guys nuts. But healing is a difficult journey. So when we think about healing, we think about wounds. We think about our bodies knitting back together these open, gaping wounds in our flesh or in our soul. It's difficult and it's painful, but it's so rewarding. So when you take into account everything that you've received in your life, a lot of times that comes with painful memories, painful reminders, but there are so many times where you have experienced something that is so beautiful and so life-altering if you choose to look at it that way. So one of my main recommendations always is going to be showing gratitude for what you have, but also knowing your worth and your standards can change and up level. So as we're growing and as we're morphing into poised and more mature versions of ourselves, there comes a quietness that only comes with age. You know how wild and crazy you were. You know how off the rails you went. But as you become more and more understanding of other people and other situations, and you're getting more experience, you're able to take a step back and keep yourself collected in times of turmoil. And when you put yourself in a royalty mindset, there is a way of being able to collect all the data, collect all the information, and then make an educated decision based on your experience and the information at hand, right? And that is what it means to be a queen or king. However, they can try to teach us this day in and day out. However, a lot of this poise and a lot of this discernment comes from going through these experiences and learning from what worked and what didn't work in your own pathway. So, being grateful and understanding each situation, especially the traumatic ones, there's usually never a superb rhyme or reason to why something happened. But if you can take a step back and be accepting, and you know what, this was part of my journey, whether I understand it or not, a huge part of the healing is acknowledging it for what it was. It was an event that held a moment of your life in your hands, and you can choose what to do with it. Are you going to take it and nurture it? Or are you going to throw it out there with rage and hate? You have the option to take it and love it or reject it. And when you reject it, you're putting it back out to other people. Healing like a queen or king means pulling that pain in, loving it for what it was. It was a painful experience and it taught you so much, and understanding how to make that experience help you become even better. So, what are some ways that you can allow yourself to heal and feel good while you're healing? So, one of those things that you can do is allowing yourself small luxuries, allowing yourself to indulge without breaking the bank or feeling guilty. And if you're anything like me and you've struggled with maintaining a budget or being able to indulge without feeling guilty, there's so many different ways that you can indulge and you can make yourself feel higher up in status, more poised, more calm, more collected, and just better about yourself without breaking your bank. And I did talk about that the other day, about taking charge of your self-care in a way that is budget friendly. So make sure you check out our previous episode. But when you struggle to feel good about what you do, I want you to take into account what would a king or queen do in this situation? If you can take a step back and acknowledge that, like, you know what would royalty do about this? They would hand this on to someone else to take care of. If you can't do that, you can approach it in a way that allows you to at least mentally think about it from a different angle, how someone else could approach it. Royalty is always expected to remain poised under pressure and carry themselves with grace and politeness. Now, again, this is something that comes with age and comes with maturity. But if you can keep in your mindset, this is how I want to present myself. I want to present myself as a ruler. I want to present myself as someone who's fully capable of handling crazy situations, of handling stress. I want to look like I have it all together because I want to have it all together. So part of being able to do that is healing the wounds that can trigger any outbursts, any moments where you might fall out of your grace. And it means accepting your wounds for what they are. And again, it goes back to taking them and pulling them in and loving them for what they taught you. You don't have to love the people. You don't have to love the event. You don't have to even fully understand all of what happened. But if you can say, this is part of my journey and it's okay, that in and of itself is powerful enough to allow you to feel the grace you need to be able to start healing. So to become a high power, high caliber king or queen, you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your judgment. You have to feel like you are capable of making good decisions and good calls. That comes with building your intuition, but it also encompasses accepting your wounds with grace for yourself and for others. So, my question to you is, what does grace look like and feel like to you? What does poise look like and feel like to you? What does royalty and being and embodying royalty look and feel like to you? And I want you to take that with you today. I want you to imagine that you have a crown on your head, you're wearing a beautiful dress or robe. Excuse me. Dress or robe over your shoulders, and you're ready to embrace all of what life has standing before you. Each situation, each circumstance, each event, each minute in your life is a subject before you. And you have the option to pick and choose which ones you're going to love, which ones you're going to adore, and which ones you're going to say, maybe another day too. You're in charge of your entire existence. And I think we forget that. Healing like a king or queen means taking charge over your existence, trusting yourself, but allowing yourself the grace and understanding that one, you are only human, and two, so are other people. So let me know what you guys think. Does any of this make sense? If it does, be sure to drop it in the comments. I hope this inspires you to think and feel like a king or queen. You are so loved and you are so deserving. And if you are struggling with understanding where you are in your life journey or understanding a certain situation, Goose and I would love to talk to you. We do have special appointment consultation calls that you guys can set up, and we can find out where you are and what you need help with, and if we have a tool or resource for you to help you. We also have Goose approved personalized messages where you can get an uplifting message from Goose himself or any of the friends in the Harry Potter crew or myself as a translator. So let us know if we can encourage you. Those special Goose approved messages are donation based. So tell us what you want, make a small donation to help feed the Duckins, and we will be happy to send you a beautiful, uplifting message that will help you remember your strength, remember to heal like a king or queen that you are, or any other special message you might have. All right, go and live today with the utmost of passion. You are loved, you are cherished. And just a final reminder, this podcast is Goose approved. Thanks for listening.